The story surrounding Archaeopteryx has been complicated by another paleontological discovery that has left many evolutionists scratching their heads in regard to where exactly the creature actually fits, even in their own evolutionary scheme. The fossil remains of two crow-sized birds, by evolutionary standards of assignment of those ages are not there. But we know their thought process. I used to be one of them. I don't think Dr. Caldwell ever was, but we know how they think. Two crow-sized birds, 75 million years older, get this class, older than Archaeopteryx, approximately 225 million years old, according to evolutionary dating, were found near Post, Texas by Sankar Chatterjee and colleagues at Texas Tech University. Class, some years ago, I had Professor Emmy Clark with me. I went out to Lubbock. I went to the paleontology department. I introduced Professor Emmy Clark, University of Illinois, met Dr. Sankar Chatterjee, and he had not yet published. He very graciously let us see Proto-Avis, his two birds, and he let me photograph them in 3D. He wouldn't let me use a flash, and I can understand that, so the photograph turned out to be very dark. But I've been within inches of this world-class, world-changing fossil. You're going to find his name in just a moment, Proto-Avis. But the point is, according to their own standards, it was found in rock that's 75 million years older than Archaeopteryx, and rock that has the earliest dinosaur remains. So wait a minute. When the dinosaurs appeared, even if you're an evolutionist, when the dinosaurs appeared, birds had already appeared, then there's no way that birds came from the dinosaurs. So that has been the major squabble in the evolutionary community. He kept them, in a vault. He had to unlock a special secure system to get them, but Professor Clark and I got to see them. This new find, designated Proto-Avis, the original preceding bird, Avis's bird, has been controversial since its first announcement. First 5 years passed between its discovery and the publication, but ultimately he published, and so let's get some of these details. As Dr. Chatterjee, who's gone on the offense to defend his position, has pointed out, the skull of Proto-Avis has 23 features that are fundamentally bird-like, as are the forelimbs, the shoulders, and the hip girdle. In commenting in Science, his reconstruction shows a flexible neck, large brain, binocular vision, crucially portals running from the rear of the skull to the eye socket. We'll learn more about those from Dr. Gish in a moment. A feature seen in modern birds but not in dinosaurs. And he defends this guy, Proto-Avis texensis. That means the first bird from Texas. He published on it and did a fine job from his standpoint showing that these were birds, even though he still believes in evolution. Regardless of where Archaeopteryx is placed on the evolutionary scale by evolutionists, and we simply recognize him, as we're going to see at the end of this lecture, he's simply a special created bird, and every feature about him has also been found in other birds, full birds. Evolutionists still will be left with a lot of explaining to do. How is it that flying evolved in 4 different classes of species? Insects can fly, birds can fly, there are reptiles that can fly. Pterodactyls. I've led 3 scientific expeditions into the jungles of Papua New Guinea in search of living pterodactyls. So pterodactyls are reptiles, they can fly. There are mammals that can fly. Bats can fly. Did each have a transitional form? Did all flying animals evolve from one intermediate and then continue evolving further into mammal form or insect form, etc., etc.? So it is unlikely that a feature, even they admit that as unusual as feathers, could evolve twice, and it never evolved at all. But it's a major problem for evolutionists themselves. So here are illustrations, and we have the one before us. Okay, flying capability. So if it were the bird from which all modern birds descended, what does the evolutionary trail look like? In an article in Science, world's most prestigious scientific journal, The Evolution of Dinosaurs, evolutionist Paul Sereno stated that within 10 million years after the appearance of Archaeopteryx, the body size shrank to that of a sparrow to make it easier to evolve. Oh boy. That's how evolution does not give you the details, emphasizes one point over another without permitting an explanation. These days in class you can't even ask a question at the college level of the professor, and that's very unfortunate. But most of you know that, and some of you are probably professors.